go. We are back and we are on some solid tires, so let's go ahead and talk about it. Alright, so we're gonna have to keep it in between this line really quick. Just some stats out there. We've been maybe about, I want to say 50 miles, maybe, we've been about 70 miles on solid tires so far, so we've got a good feel of what they do and how they respond to the road. So I think I may be equipped to give you guys an opinion if you're looking at solid tires. So the main reason of why you would want solid tires is because obviously you can't get a flat. Now, a lot of people experience flats with scooters, especially because of just the torque and the wheel size. We're gonna get into the road here. What I'm gonna do actually is, all right, this guy's, whew. Yeah, we ain't waiting for all that traffic. All of that traffic. So we gotta cross the street here. All right, so these potholes and the bumps on the road. So you're gonna be absorbing all of that. All right, so the first con I would say is the lack of extra cushion or extra suspension that you would get with air tires. So fortunately for me, the Blade X scooter has some pretty great suspension. So like all these bumps I'm hitting, I don't know if you guys just saw that, like this, another bump coming up, like I'm eating them. We eating them. Just be mindful of that. If you have not so great suspension, like some cheap subpar suspension, you're definitely going to be feeling these bumps. Now, I do want to say these solid tires that I do have on are technically not actually solid, 100% solid tires. They're like hybrid tires, so there is air in these tires. So we're gonna go ahead and take a quick look at what we got here. So a lot of people are against solid tires because of obvious reasons. You don't really need these unless you're lazy like I am. I don't think these will have as bad of a ride quality as a lot of other people say. So just for good measure, albeit a little bit, but they're not completely solid through and through. I know there are options where you can actually get completely solid tires. So let's talk about the pros with, I guess we'll just call them hybrid tires, hybrid solids, or semi-solids. There we go. The one thing about semi-solids is the wheel is going to get a lot more softer, or the wheel. And that actually allows you to absorb a lot of these bumps a lot better. These tires do absorb a lot of the heat that the motors give off, and they do soften up quite a bit, which makes it a lot more tolerable with these bumps. And the air inside the semi-solids, they do help out with bumps and stuff like that. So honestly, I'm perfectly fine going over, you know, small potholes and small holes in the road and all that stuff, because this, surprisingly, it absorbs it really, really well. I do feel like slight vibrations in the rear because my seating position is not really perfect because I have that giant battery up there. I mean, this is as good as it's gonna get. Oh man, so we do got on the semis for, I guess, better ride quality, and we've been enjoying them. So this is a major con. So at certain speeds, your tire will slide off the rim. I know that sounds catastrophic because it quite literally is. Obviously you don't want your tire falling off the rim, but that is possible with solid tires. So once you hit like 30 miles plus, depending on your weight, and that bitch will slide right off. So you got to be careful. You got to be careful. All right, so this is very, all right, so we're testing the tread here. This is all loose gravel. Oh my God, I don't know if I can do this. Oh my God, I feel like I'm just gonna bust my, oh my God. Again, I don't know if I said this before, but 72 volts, 50 battery amps, and 1500 watts. So honestly, we're not even gonna see that maximum 50 amps. We're probably gonna see like maybe 20 amps, because we're capped at 1500 watts. I think this is peaking at like maybe 1800 on these hills, but we have it set to 1500 watts, so that's the reason why we're slowing down quite drastically on these hills. But all of this is just loose. So let me stop really quickly. Oh my God. Look at this terrain that we're on. That's insane. And I got on solids for this. This is the worst thing you can do with solid tires, is ride on loose gravel, loose dirt, debris, because you will slip and you will slide. So I'm gonna go super slow. We are fully geared out, by the way, because I do not want to die. Alright, so this is a really big hill. We are going to be going a different route, by the way, to avoid the main roads. I'm not really sure if I even know the path that we're going, but we're going to go that way anyways. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Get up this hill. Normally I could get up this hill no problem, but we're on one single motor, and again 1500 watts on that one motor. But we're doing pretty good sliding around on the loose gravel here. So we did hit a bump in the road, and I think we fucked up our brakes because they are clicking. I don't know if you guys can hear that. Like, it was not doing that before. If I press the brakes gently, it goes away, but we're gonna have to fix that. So that's another thing. Honestly, this is another con, and I don't know if I could call this a con, but one of the things I'm most nervous about with riding solid tires is what it will do to the frame of the scooter. So obviously the scooter is not meant for solid tires, and I don't know if these extra bumps are gonna, you know, break anything on the suspension, or not even the suspension, just the frame in general. So I'm sure if we keep it slow, we'll be good. But if we hit like a major pothole, we fucked. We fucked. Definitely gotta be more mindful of what we're riding over. So that's another con, I would say, is more damage to your frame, or potential damage to your frame. Honestly, outside of that, riding quality is not that bad. Obviously, if you go over 30, you're dead. But if you keep it like how we've been keeping it, I don't know what the speeds that we're going. We're probably doing like 20 to 25. But if you keep it at these speeds, like, this is perfect. Honestly, I can't even tell you I'm on solids right now. I cannot tell you I'm on solids outside of moving left or right, then you definitely know. But if I'm going in a straight line, this is perfect. So I think we're gonna hit some gravel up here pretty soon. So I don't want to go too fast and have to slam on the brakes. Alright, so the next con with solid tires is you gotta relearn how to ride the scooter. So this is probably a big con, I would say. But you definitely need to relearn how to ride the scooter. You do definitely need to... Oh, I just passed my turn. I think that's my turn. I don't have my GPS, I'm just going off brain memory, and I've only took this literally once, this route. So you definitely need to relearn how to ride the scooter, because you cannot lean with solid tires. And I know that sounds crazy, but like, I am not gonna ride on the side of these tires ever. I'm only gonna be flat down on the ground. So like, I actually have to steer the scooter, which is kind of crazy because I'm so not used to physically steering the scooter. Like, if I have to turn, I'll just lean. That's like the natural way of doing it. But with solid tires, you gotta like slow down, and you can't lean, because all that weight on these little tires, on these little wheels, you're just gonna slide right off. And definitely don't want to test that. Like, turning is you gotta clench a little bit. You gotta clench a little bit while turning. Maybe this might not be for everybody. Again, this is just my experience with these solid tires. This is a big hill. Oh, come on, baby. Come on, baby. Oh, we're down to like 5 miles an hour here. Come on. Come on. All right, we're good. So, I don't want to do that too many times for obvious reasons. Oh, you know what I actually have to do? We gotta swap motors. Because I know this one is cooking right now. Let's do a little quick temperature check. Wow, that's not hot at all. Are we on front motor? All right, we're definitely on the front motor. Whoops. All right, that's actually not that bad. That's not that bad. Actually, so this is our multimeter, but this also has a temperature sensor on it, which is really pretty cool. But we're just gonna take the temperature. All right, so like I said, 60 degrees on the outside here. I think it's gonna be hotter on this side. Nope, 54, 55. And then if you go back here, we might be low battery. Yeah, we're on low battery. 44, 43, 42. So it's about 10 degrees difference. But we want to keep within 60 degrees. We don't want to go into the 80s because that's when the magnets will start to delaminate. We're gonna move over to rear motor. All right, so I think we went over all the cons with solid tires. You can't really turn, you don't want to go too fast, and that's about it. Maybe a slight hit in ride quality, which is probably the least of your worries. I think we have to turn here. Oh. Positives, never getting a flat. So obviously, that's enticing. I don't have to put air in my tires every single time I go out, or I'm not worried about getting a flat. I don't have to carry all my extra gear just in case, extra tubes, all this other fun stuff. I can just ride out, go where I gotta go, and that'll be the end of it. So this is definitely more towards just being a commuter. Solid tires, I would say solid tires are for people that's just trying to go for point A to point B, commuting. Maybe you have a 5-mile commute, and you don't want to have to go through the hassle of all that other stuff. Definitely I would give solid tires a try if that's your thing, and then whenever you want to do some spirited riding, then you could always swap over to the air tires and have a little fun that way. Another positive about these tires is honestly they're not that much different than air tires as far as like bumps go. Like I'm honestly very surprised on Jesus Christ, I thought that was a goddamn bunny. Yeah, these things can handle bumps, they can handle small rocks. The tread on them is pretty good actually. I mean, as far as solid tires can go, these are doable. They're doable. Definitely doable. So we've talked about the ride quality being honestly a positive. I know that sounds crazy because that's the first thing people think about is, oh, trash ride quality, but if you have good suspension, it really doesn't make a difference. So ride quality, no flats, less maintenance overall, and there's not much other than those, but those are just really, I mean, that's exactly what you want in your solid tires, and that eliminates it completely. So would I suggest this to anybody? I mean, I would only suggest solid tires for one, experienced riders, so people that are used to riding high-powered scooters, and people that are just trying to commute short distances. I would definitely recommend it. If you have to ride in the road where speeds are over 25, definitely not good. Would not recommend solid tires for that. But if you're like me right now and you got back roads to enjoy like this, this is perfect. This is exactly what it was designed to do. And like all that bumps, like all these bumps I'm going over, I mean, it's not bad. It's not bad at all. So this is, like I said, I would recommend this to the person that's just doing that 5-mile commute back and forth. Oh, so another thing that I forgot to mention. So this would be probably a con, but you do lose range and speed because of basically the size of the tire or the weight of it. And just keep that in mind. I think people were quoted losing like upwards of like 10 miles range, which is quite a bit. So I guess we have to cut it here. Solid tires, will I be riding on these? Probably. I might go back to air if I ever get another controller, just to, you know, go over 25 miles an hour. But for now, I think I will stick with these solid tires just to give them more feel. And yeah, hopefully this helps with your decision on if you're going to be buying a solid tire or not. If you're looking at the options, these are, by the way, 3 inches, 3 by 10s, I believe. Yeah, so appreciate you for tuning in. If you guys haven't already, go ahead and give this a like, comment, and subscribe. Alright, y'all, until next time, it's been a real one.